Now, from the Columbia Basin, your local news source, this is iFIBER 1 News, presented in high definition. The #1 source for real-time local news, local sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. With your iFIBER 1 News team, reporting news in real time as it's happening. From the iFIBER Communications HD broadcast studio in Ephrata, Washington, this is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
Welcome to iFIBER 1 News. I'm Sarah Brewer reporting news from around the Columbia Basin for Monday, October 28th. Tonight we report on the additional hearing set to determine if a 14-year-old will be charged as an adult for attempted murder, and what caused a power outage in Moses Lake on Saturday. In sports, Bob Kirkpatrick rounds up the latest on Columbia Basin football. Our spotlight story tonight is about some of Grant County's law enforcement being recognized for their efforts to save lives. And we have the latest weather forecast for the Columbia Basin from the iFIBER 1 Weather Center. Our top story tonight, in the 9th hearing to determine whether Nathan Brooks will face adult charges, attorneys and a judge decided to meet again Wednesday to set a date for another hearing in December. Brooks, a 14-year-old Moses Lake boy, is charged with 2 counts of attempted murder in the first degree after allegedly shooting his parents in March. Deputy Prosecutor Stephen Johnson and defense attorney Lillian Couture said they've received all the reports from the experts offering their opinions about Brooks. The attorneys plan to meet with the court administrator on Wednesday to schedule a time for the 2-day hearing. Brooks is accused of shooting his parents as they were sleeping on March 8th. He reportedly admitted to prying open a gun safe, grabbing a pistol, and waiting in his bedroom before shooting them. If you were trying to drive through Ephrata this afternoon, you probably noticed the detour. Reporter Vivian Huang fills us in on what was going on.
A section of Basin Street between Division Avenue and 2nd Avenue Northwest in Ephrata was closed this afternoon to film an abduction scene for an unnamed project of Seattle-based production company Screaming Flea Productions. The street was closed at 1 p.m. According to city crews, the intersection was open between 2:45 p.m. and 3:20 p.m. to allow school traffic to pass. The production hopes to wrap by 6 p.m. Screaming Flea Productions is a reality television production company known for producing shows such as Hoarders and Zelda's House Extreme. For iFIBER 1 News, this is Vivian Huang.
The production company declined to discuss what type of show they are producing. An elderly woman crashed her Buick into a power pole, knocking out power in a section of Moses Lake on Saturday night. Peggy Justison, an 85-year-old Moses Lake resident, suffered a medical issue while driving and drove through a light pole and struck a power pole on the 900 block of West Broadway Avenue at nearly 5 p.m. According to the Moses Lake Police, officers found her unresponsive and she was flown to Sacred Heart Medical Center in Spokane for treatment. The damage to the power pole caused 948 customers to lose power for about 2.5 hours. Grant County PUD spokesman Chuck Allen said the power was restored at 7:36 p.m. Each of the people you see here has warrants for their arrest and is wanted by various law enforcement agencies. If you see any of these people, the DOC asks that you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but to call police. You can also call the Department of Corrections at 509-764-6180 during the day or 509-762-1160 after 5 p.m. We'll be back after these messages with the latest from our iFIBER 1 Weather Center, sports, and more news.